It is a scam when you don't allow everyone to operate on fair terms.
We are the Robin Hoods of sports betting. We take something back from the rich bookies and enable our customers to beat them instead.
G'day everyone. Marius, I'll bring you in when you feel like you're ready, mate. Just give me the thumbs up. Here we are. This is just a bit of fun. I guess it's on at a good time for everyone. I'm an Arsenal supporter. Marius is a Liverpool supporter. George, we don't really care about him. He's just here to have some fun. And yeah, it's 5 o'clock in the morning here in Australia, so it's one of those ones where it's worth getting up for though. Arsenal Liverpool, 5 o'clock in the morning. It's not like it's 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning like it normally is. So, you know what? Why don't we just we talked about this a long time ago, but have a bit of fun here. And I'm just Gabriel's starting, or is that a typo?
No, he's starting. Magalhaes is starting centre half with Rob Holding and Tierney and Chambers occupying either fullback position as well.
I swear I saw Mari was starting, or am I lost my mind?
Yeah, I think you might have lost your mind there. I'm going to blame the early hours because the Marius not starting.
Yeah, I am too. Marius, are you ready to come in, mate? You have to give me a thumbs up, mate. I can't hear a word. Yep, all right, here he comes.
Here he is. Here's the man.
G'day, mate.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah, doing well.
All right, so I don't know where you guys are because we need to sync this up, but I think, George, you're going to be quite a bit ahead.
Well, as we've already attested to, City have already won. This game doesn't affect them in the slightest. So I'm a neutral, hopefully watching a good game. So I'll hold off on any kind of reactions until you've caught up, and then I can have my 2 cents worth.
Sounds good.
So
I really hope I'm ahead in Liverpool score, and then I can just celebrate and Alex.
Fuck off. Can you not pause either, Marius?
Huh? Can
you not pause your TV or whatever?
I don't know, maybe.
So he doesn't care. Where are you in your?
I guess so, but I'm not in charge of the TV, or I guess I can have a look.
Where are you in the game? Has it started yet?
No, it's starting now.
Starting now? You're both ahead of me. I'm on the knee still.
No, you're still that far. It's fine.
Or I thought it was starting now, but no, I'm not sure. They're still just standing around.
Whereabouts are you, Alex? Because I think Chambers just put in his own net.
Oh, now they went down the knees. Maybe I'm behind then.
All right, I started the timer, so that kind of shows you at least where I am.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm furthest behind then.
You're behind?
Yeah.
All right, what second are you at now?
I can't see it, but it's Maybe they will show the.
They don't have a time in Norway.
No, actually they don't. Oh, there it is. 21 seconds.
Okay, I can pause. I can pause mine.
Still goes by where the sun is in the sky, and then that's how they can tell.
Exactly.
That's all you need.
That's the important part.
All right, if you just do the old yell out the time by second, Marius, I can stop mine so we can react at the same time, mate.
One more time, what was I supposed to do?
Just shout out the seconds in the game.
50.
Oh, my word. Lads, at this rate, I'm going to be going to make a cup of tea at half time whilst you're reacting to the first 10 minutes. Like, what's going on?
Where are you? Where are you in time?
I'm on 1 minute 40 seconds.
Oh, you're actually only a few seconds ahead of me. So it's Marius. They work on a different time over in Norway.
Marius is watching Premier League years 2001, I reckon.
All right, I'm back.
So would you like to watch it at the same time as me, Marius, or do you want to be behind me?
I mean, as long as you don't celebrate or cry if something happens, then it's fine for me to watch it later.
No,
I can guarantee you I will be celebrating.
That's part of the entertainment.
Yeah. No, but it should be fine. I guess congratulations with the gold medal is in order for you, George. Looks like City has got it under control now.
Yeah, it's an advantageous position in that obviously we want the Champions League, and now we can kind of sort of rotate accordingly and just put all of our efforts into that, knowing that it's sort of wrapped up. I mean, we need, I think, a minimum of 3 more wins and a draw will seal it for us mathematically. So,
yeah,
not bad. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one though. I think with Liverpool, the fact that you've actually got some midfielders in their natural positions is just, you've not had that all season. So the likes of Fabinho in there, it just completely changes the dynamic of the team.
It made such a big difference when he was back in midfield. I think it was like 2 games ago. But that just completely transformed us. Before that, we looked completely lost, but then we looked like the old Liverpool. So it was very interesting to see.
Oh, what a pass by Gabriel there. It's truly special. Should we go with some predictions? Some early feelings? How are you feeling about this, Marius?
Well, I was a bit disappointed that Jota didn't start. So that weakens us a bit, but gonna go Liverpool 2-1 win.
Yeah, okay. George, mate?
Well, the missus reckons it's 3-1, but as a typical woman, she didn't say who to. She just said 3-1. So I don't agree with that at all. I think it's been relatively low scoring. So I'm gonna go 1-1.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll go 1-1 too. I don't really like Arsenal's side today. Or at least the front three. I just don't like Auber and Lacquer in the same team. It never works. So,
but like historically, Liverpool have got a torrid record going away to Arsenal, though, haven't they? No, they've only won 2 of their last.
Saying they haven't beaten us since 2016 at the Emirates.
They've only won 2 of their last 20 visits to the Emirates. Arsenal won this one. Was it this fixture last season 2-1 as well? And I think they'll cancel each other out. I think Arsenal they're still quite good defensively under Arteta. In these big games, they're usually quite solid, but it's just sort of creating and taking chances. So I think they'll cancel each other out. I don't see any team running away with it. I think 1-1 is a fair shout, to be fair.
Yeah. Are you more excited, Marius, to watch Liverpool or Martin Odegaard?
Well, I watched enough of him during the international break, and he had like 1 good game against Gibraltar, and then he was terrible against both Turkey and what was the last team? I can't remember.
Turkey or something? Turkey? Or...
We lost against Turkey, but then everyone was pretty bad, and then we beat Montenegro.
The big question is, did you see Malta? Malta went 2-0 up against Slovenia. My boys.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Did they win in the end?
No, it was 2-2. Devastating stuff. But that 2-0 up against, Slovakia, I think. Yeah. Yeah, you got to, if you want to see some Martin Odegaard brilliance, Marius, you got to go watch the last 60 minutes of the West Ham game.
Yeah.
Which
position does he play for Arsenal? Is it like the right central midfield?
Nah, he plays 10 basically, but he kind of hovers over to the right a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And then in defense, he basically plays striker.
Yeah.
He presses very, very well.
For the national team, he plays as a right winger in a 4-4-2. It's a bit loop-sided, more towards the left wing, because there we have El Yunusi, who's like a proper winger. But it just doesn't function very well at all there. So I hope he gets used as more of a either attacking midfielder or a central midfielder on the national team as well.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Neil said, "Evening, lads. This reminds me of setting up Zoom for the first time with my in-laws." Great stuff.
It did have that feel. It did have that feel.
It was shocking. And we've got someone asking to contact us by email. He's a full-time professional. So,
professional what?
He's just a full-time professional.
Just that is the bio for your Tinder page, isn't it? Full-time pro.
I guess he means a sports better. That's what I would assume.
Maybe he's a professional footballer.
That could be possible too.
Oh well. Who do we want him to email?
You can email me, Marius, Marius, @tradematesports.com. And please be specific about what you want to get out of it. If you just have questions about how Trademate as a software works, then there are a lot of YouTube tutorials and articles that explain 99% of it.
Well said. Nope, I'm not here anymore.
So how do you feel, Marius, about obviously watching this game at the moment? I suppose a quick break and play, but do you think next season you'll return to somewhat of your best, or do you think you overperformed the last couple of seasons? Do you think you've overperformed and sort of going back to a more normal level, or do you think you'll be right back up there?
I think we will definitely. There's definitely some level of overperformance, but not as much as I think the majority of people think. I think the team was I think it is a 90 points team, but I'm not sure if it's a 100 points team. But the big thing depends on the fitness of the central defenders, because the injury that Gomez suffered is supposed to put him out for a full year, and he got injured in November. So if he's only back in November, then that will make us more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And then Van Dijk, I expect with a proper preseason, he should be back for the league start, as long as the Netherlands don't rush him into the Euros, which I really hope he doesn't feature in.
That'd be so stupid if he does that.
Yeah, absolutely terrible. And then I guess it depends. Like, it varies a bit with ACL injuries. Sometimes the players come back and play good, and sometimes it takes a year or two before they're back at their peak level. So a lot depends on what sort of state he's going to be in once he's back in the team. And yeah, we need our players to be at their best if we're going to be able to beat City, now that you guys have looking rock solid. You haven't scored as many goals as you did last year, or like the years before. So what do you think about that, George? Do you think Guardiola today said that you were not planning on signing a striker when he was asked about Haaland, which was very surprising?
That's bizarre.
Do you think
Yeah,
that's
but you
a bluff,
say that.
or?
I mean, absolutely, you're not going to go out there and say, yeah, we're looking to sign a striker, and 150, that's about. He's not going to do it. He's going to keep his guy, because then all of a sudden it's like, well, you've come out and said that you're looking for a striker, so pay us this much. It's all mind games in these sort of negotiations. You're not going to come out and just say, yeah, we've got 200 million to spend and we want a striker, because clubs will be licking their lips like, well, if you've got that much to spend, well, we want this amount. So he's basically just kind of saying, well, we're doing well, we don't need a striker. But all that says to me is, but if one comes up and, we'd like one, but we don't need one, it's kind of that way in a negotiation, you're willing to walk away. And City are notorious for walking away from deals that suddenly become far too costly and not worth it.
Sorry.
Yeah, but many deals in the past, like we were interested in Maguire and we thought we're not paying that, and United then got him. Sanchez had a deal agreed with him, and then all of a sudden United came in with more money and we're like, well, we're not raising it to that. We're not going to be either used as a bargaining chip or forced to raise our offer even more to just ridiculous fees. There was a time when we would, but we kind of had to catch up and build a quality side. But we're in a position now we don't need to do that. We don't need to at all. And in regards to your previous question about the goals drying up, we're still the top scorers in the league, I believe, and we've also conceded the fewest. The key point is we've tightened up our defence. And also it could have impacted us in the past. We're winning 3-0 and we want to all of a sudden go 5 or 6 and run ourselves into the ground, and it impacts us in other competitions due to fatigue. Now, if we get 2 goals out, we think, right, that's relatively solid. We'll just sort of ease out the game from here. And it was something that Pep alluded to earlier in the season about we're not running as far now and in terms of in matches. So It doesn't concern me at all, and I do think we'll be in for a striker. You can't let someone like Sergio Aguero go and not have a plan for replacement. I personally think we've got something sorted already, or very strong possibility, because we're not just going to announce that now without something in the pipeline.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's any chance of Messi coming, or is that ship sailed?
I still think there's a possibility, to be honest, because he's too old to see through another project there where Barca are suddenly going to be a great club. And it did make me laugh in the midweek when it was like, Raiola's in Barca speaking to Laporta about Haaland. And so, but weirdly, the day before he said, we've not made an offer to Messi yet. We're just trying to get things sorted. So hang on, you're willing to entertain a potential like £100+ million offer for Haaland, yet you've not tied down Messi. Like, it just doesn't make sense. If you're going in there, the first thing you want to do is tie down Messi and get him to stay. So it just doesn't make any sense. And it's all, like I said, mind games and all trying to get good offers. It's just, it makes me laugh. So I think, Messi could easily just want to leave Barca in a good state of affairs and in good hands, and he gets on well with Laporta and voted for him, and then make the move. You just don't know. So I think the less time that more often that you don't hear anything, the more quiet it is, the more likely he goes, in my opinion. But no, we'll see.
Yeah. I was a bit surprised that Aguero's contract was not renewed, but I guess, he's starting to get old and is on big wages and everything, and injury prone at least. So, are you disappointed as well, or do you think this is okay?
Well, no, you think he's on probably around 200k a week, and in the current climate, he's been great, but he is always injured. And he's at the stage of his career from a business point of view. If you're City's hierarchy, you think, well, that 200,000 a week could be put towards something much more beneficial and someone a lot younger who can lead our line. He's been a great servant, but it's not worth that anymore. So for a business decision, those are the kind of choices you have to make. And so it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all, if I'm honest. Best foreign import the Premier League's ever seen. Isn't that right, Alex?
What was that? Sorry, mate.
Aguero, best foreign import we've ever seen.
Sorry, mate. Have you heard of Thomas Partey or
Lucas Leiva will be in the conversation next.
Lucas was brilliant.
Speaking of Thomas Partey, how does it feel, Marius, to not have the two best midfielders on the pitch, mate? Partey and Odegaard.
Feels totally fine. Has Partey really been that good?
He's suffered from a few injuries, but I reckon he's been very good, yeah. Well, I think the problem is he plays alongside a guy called Granit Xhaka, so it makes him look very good.
He brings everyone down to his level.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, in the opening quarter of an hour, what I'm really impressed by Arsenal with is probably not to be, it's not surprising given this Arteta, but the way that Arsenal are closing down Liverpool whenever they lose the ball, similar to obviously what City do. Like, they're so quick with it, and it's forced them into so many mistakes.
This is a good game. Like, this is both teams that had equal possession, you'd say, probably. Normally, it's been Arsenal sitting back. But I guess we're not that scared of Liverpool anymore.
Well, it suits Liverpool when the games are more open. That means they get chances to counter-attack and not just have to break down the bus.
Yeah. It's just Danny Ceballos scares the shit out of me. He's just an idiot. He's just a headless chook, mate. He'll just... Oh. Anyway, should we answer some of these questions?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Anyone had any bets today on this game?
No, I don't.
No, I've not touched this one. This is purely a watching game for me, just because there's so many different ways it could turn out. So I think I'd rather watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah, nothing for me. They're just the casual $1 million on Arsenal. That's all. We've got
just
some compliments on the setup. That's good.
They were clearly here 10 minutes after we started.
Now,
the
here's
Braga
the
one?
real debate.
Yeah.
Who's the best left back on the pitch right now?
Tierney
At the
versus
moment, you have,
Robertson.
at the moment, you have to say Tierney. At the moment,
Form-wise, yeah.
Robertson was really good at the start of the season, and then he hasn't looked like his old self, which is probably because he's played every minute of everything that's possible to play in. It was
He's
really
also
annoying
one that hasn't been
that he played
He's been
against the
looking more
Faroe Islands too.
he's been looking more and more like the Robertson of Hull City as opposed to Liverpool, hasn't he?
He was a bit unlucky that Tsimikas got injured as well for a couple of months. Because otherwise they could have rotated a little bit, and then you just don't have any options because you already have two rookie center backs playing together usually.
It looks like Thiago's taking sort of a fair amount of time to get used to the Premier League as well. You know, I'm used to watching Thiago where he just dictates the pace of games. He does this, he does that. Whereas I've not seen that in a Liverpool shirt from him so far. I'm not saying it's not there, you know, it will come, but so far I've been a little bit underwhelmed. When you first signed him, I thought, wow, that's a great sign, a great piece of business. You know, strengthen him whilst you're at the top. But I guess obviously you saw the other injuries as well. It's been difficult for the whole side, but I've not seen him sort of take any games by the scruff of the neck and just dictate the way that they play the ball and the whole pace of the game.
Yeah, so he was brilliant in the first couple of games before he got that injury against Everton. And then he struggled when he came back. And I guess for Bayern, he played mainly as part of like a midfield two. So it's a bit different role for Liverpool, where he plays more of the like offensive. This is number 6, number 8, the offensive right-sided midfielder. So he usually played a bit deeper, and he was the best in the world when he played deeper. So I think it's pretty weird to take a player and play that's the best in the world in one position, and then buy him and you don't play him in that position. Then I'm not too surprised he doesn't look as good.
Oh, mate.
But yeah, I mean, Liverpool have also struggled in general, though, so it's not the easiest team to come into.
No, true.
Liverpool trying old Champions League tricks there.
I think if Arsenal concede from a set piece today, it'd be pretty poor. It seems like you've got
They've been very good at set piece defensively. I shouldn't have said that just before this, but I think they're right up there in the league. It's offensively we're really bad from set piece
because you've got quite a tall side as well, so you should be commanding things in the air, really.
Yeah, Gabriel's good in the air, but so we hired a set piece coach in the summer, and it seems that they have not worked on offensive set pieces because I would assume all they've worked on is defensive set pieces because we've never been this good at defensive set pieces for ever since I've watched Arsenal, at least, and it comes through in the statistics too. But offensively, we rarely score. He does all this weird stuff too. I don't know whether because Guardiola's a bit like that, isn't he? He just doesn't always mixes it up, George.
What it's in terms of lineups?
No, set piece.
Corners. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is a bit weird. I mean, obviously, we've got some height in there from our centre halves, but some of the set plays I've seen us do, it's just you don't know what's going on. But it's even funnier when they don't quite work and they just don't, because you're just looking up. It's the same when you take a really sort of nonchalant penalty. It looks fantastic when it comes off, but if you just miss, it just looks horrendous. But yeah, John Stones has been obviously a major benefactor with those kind of set pieces this season. He's managed to get himself a few goals.
George, I think you got a message here from Neil if you want to read about that. I'm too busy watching Ceballos do shit.
Before I do answer that question, can I just ask? Someone needs to sack Aubameyang's barber or whatever you call it. What is that, Barnett?
Yeah. I mean, that's the real talking point. Oh, that is terrible. At least take the headband off and just own it. That looks horrendous.
Like, I can't get my head around that. It's like Rude Hullet if you had alopecia. Like, what is that? That is horrendous. Oh, Lacazette. That's bad for Lacazette.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? Apparently he's gone for the Travis Scott look. If you guys are a fan of Travis Scott,
You seen the injury to Lacazette?
oh, look at him. A footballer with blood, something you very rarely see.
I don't know how's that even happened.
He's just copped the
So I
old
must have missed
elbow.
that. He's taken it like an absolute champ, though. To be fair to him,
Yeah.
He looks like he's crying. Blood. He's got a bit emotional.
elite
man-
reaction there from Alex Vella.
This man bleeds for Arsenal. That red. Look at that. Just bleeds the Arsenal colours. What a man.
It's not quite Pablo Zabaleta, but we'll let you have it. It's very tight and cagey at the moment. There's not been
There's not been
too much
many
going on.
chances, has there?
no.
If any.
But defensively, Arsenal look so much more solid than I've seen them in recent years.
Yeah. Oh. Jeez, Robertson did well there.
That was one hell of a ball from Thiago, though. Was it Thiago who played that ball?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it is. I'm watching 20 seconds behind, so I can confirm anything you guys want to.
So Liverpool don't score from that, Marius, and then it goes back to about halfway, then they kick it around for a bit.
Are they still taking the knee on your stream, Marius? Another questionable
Actually,
haircut.
it's half time.
That referee's haircut's questionable as well. I know we're in lockdown, obviously, in the UK, but still, this is outrageous.
Well, I mean, you'd say Liverpool have dominated field position, haven't they? But they're just not doing anything with it.
Yeah. Don't suppose you saw it earlier, but they often do the statistics of last 5 minutes possession totals, like percentages. Well, City had it, and it was last 5 minutes, City 100%.
Oh, wow.
Leicester didn't touch the ball. I think it was like 6 minutes.
And they're trying to chase the game.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of other results, did we enjoy the West Brom victory over Chelsea? 5-2?
Yeah, that's insane. It really opens up the fight for the Champions League spot too, so that was a great result.
That's Tuchel's first loss. Is it?
I have to say, I didn't. Yeah, it's his first loss. I didn't enjoy it because I had Chelsea in under 3.5. So at half time, I was like, well, okay. Cheers, Thiago.
What happened in that game, George? Did you watch it?
Watched bits of it, but obviously Thiago Silva got sent off within the half hour.
Oh, right.
And then obviously they were 1-0 up at the time. And then I was out doing things, and then looked at half time. West Brom were 2-1 up at half time. So I was like, oh, well, that's that done then. And then, to be fair, the second half was quite entertaining. Yeah, great game.
Because that was, am I wrong, or did West Brom go 3-0 up against Chelsea last time they played?
Yeah, they did indeed.
Yeah. And that was the end of 3-3, didn't it? Oh, Ceballos, you're a fucking sped.
Is he officially an Arsenal player now? Is he still on loan again?
No, he's on loan.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, God, that was risky. Far out.
But no, going back to obviously what Neil was saying, The under 3.5 cards, I like that as well, but I see it, the tighter it goes on later on, I feel it's just one of those ones. If it's a cagey affair, neither side is going to want to lose it another way how close they are to getting something out of the game, and that's when cards can be brandished. But I do quite like the under 3.5 as well. I've just got there's a whole host of messages from our Neil.
I told him he could join in, but he'd rather just message us. He doesn't like to talk.
I'm interested to, at the end of the season, though, I'm going to rewatch our season preview video just to see all of our predictions of what's going to happen and see how it goes
speaking of
on.
that, Marius hasn't checked his Twitter, and you probably don't. I'm assuming he hasn't checked his Twitter because you never got a reply on any of that stuff.
No, because I posted. I don't know if you saw it, but I clicked part of that video, and it was where I was basically because I think you were saying Liverpool will win the league again. And I was like, it'd be interesting to see because you've not had any injuries this season. You've been very lucky, not a single injury to a key player. It'd be interesting to see how you react if a couple of key players get injured. And obviously, after that,
well, that came through.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so that was the Aubameyang look.
Yeah, questionable. It looked
just like you could grow that. You should do that with your moustache, Marius. Oh God.
Like Ned Flanders.
To reply to the injury thing, I mean, Liverpool was still top of the league after Van Dijk went out. They kept on winning games. But then Gomez went out, and then Matip is injured, and then all of the central midfielders we moved down into defense started getting injured as well. And I think any team would struggle if they're down to their fifth and sixth choices on at centre back. So it's a bit unfortunate.
Because obviously Van Dijk was involved in the 7-2 against Villa. It was there then, and you still had mainly your forward line. All three of them were available, I believe. And obviously, I know you missed if you're out on the midfield because you opted to play Henderson, for example, at centre half with Fabinho. But the forward line was still there, and they just weren't scoring goals. So I think, I don't know if it's fair to just purely blame it on the injuries to say Van Dijk and your other centre halves.
But there are so many of them that were injured, though. Like we've been playing with Phillips and Williams in our centre defense, and then you take the midfielders out, and then you weaken the midfield, so the forwards doesn't get the same level of supply that they used to do when they're not able to play as high up the pitch and counter-attack as well, win the ball back up high, and then the attackers need to try and we need to build our attacks much deeper. So if you've
got Salah and Mane on each wing and you've got Firmino through the middle, that team scored a ridiculous amount of goals. I know they had that supply from the midfield, but if you get the ball to them, they should be able to do something, and they weren't able to do it whatsoever. I mean, was it 6 home league games on the spin that you lost? Well, after not losing, I don't know how many years it was. I completely agree that losing the centre halves and therefore having to take players out of the midfield centre half, you kind of affected in 2 areas of the park then. But if you've still got that forward line there and you get the ball to them, they should be able to do something on more occasions than they did. That was kind of my feeling. But
yeah, I mean, definitely. Yeah. But looking at the expected goals from those games, Liverpool were more likely to score 10 goals than they were to score 0. So it's just at the same time, Firmino, Salah, Mane, and I can't remember if there was I think Robertson also had a huge drop off in his offensive output with his assists and everything happened at the same time. And I think part of it is just bad luck, and part of it is probably if you're not winning games, your confidence is hurt, and then you don't play as well as you would do if you were confident. But yeah, I totally agree. They should have done better, and Firmino especially has just been a shadow of himself all season. He hasn't been very good, and I really hope we sign another forward in the summer. He's played a lot as well due to the Jota injury.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if he's done or if he just needs a bit of rest and not be playing every single minute in order to improve again.
He just doesn't score, even when you're playing well, Firmino just doesn't score the goals required of a centre forward. I know everyone says, but that's not his job. I'm sorry, but if you're a centre forward, then you've got to be scoring goals. I'm not saying score 20, 30 a season, but he needs to be chipping in with a fair few more goals than he's been doing.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was, I think, 2 seasons ago, his output was pretty good in terms of goals, and I'm pretty sure I checked the expected goals at the start of this season, and then he underperformed those quite a bit last year. So I think he scored 9 or 10 goals from 15 or 16 expected goals, but still, he doesn't score enough, and it's been absolutely terrible this season. So we need a change there, and I think Jota could be enough potentially, but regardless, we should have another forward just to have some rotation options and not be struck by injuries again.
Do you think finishing this low in the table will affect your ability to attract certain players? Because there's been a lot of talk, obviously, if you might be getting Mbappe or going after him, but if you're not, if you're barely in, the Europa League or probably not going to be in the Champions League, does that affect? Does that affect kind of how you perform later on? Does that affect the ability to attract those star quality players?
I definitely think it affects it, but at the same time, the players that we have signed, like Salah and Mane and Fabinho and those types of guys, I'm not sure if Champions League would have been necessary to get them in the first place. So if we're trying to bring in up-and-coming stars, then going to Liverpool will probably be an upgrade from the team that they're currently playing on. So it's more about if we are in for, I really can't see a player such as Haaland coming to Liverpool. That goes out the window when you're not in the Champions League. But if one of the center backs we were linked with was Duja Caleta Carr from Marseille, that sort of signing, you can still see him coming to Liverpool even if we don't make the Champions League. So it depends on who they are after, and usually they do some surprising signings. So yeah, but it will definitely be an interesting summer.
So is Milner hit that? No, is that graze the post? Is it graze the post? The thing is, that was a great piece of win play from Liverpool. Then Milner hanging on that edge of the box. You didn't often see that from him.
Yeah, I don't really like how this has gone now. It seems like they've got all the possession and we're just not holding on to the ball when we get the chance.
They're going to have. You can't expect to have the whole game. Then there's going to be phases where each side has the upper hand. It seems to be in Liverpool's moment.
Yeah, we haven't. I think I saw a stat before. We've had no attempts on goal. Maybe we have now with that Pepe header, but 1 attempt on goal after 35 minutes is not good.
As long as it's 0-0, it doesn't matter who's been the better team. Any team can score.
Very true, Marius.
Yes.
Am I seeing that right? Is that Alisson Becker with a 1980s moustache?
Yeah.
He's got a Marius.
Yeah. Is that who you've grown it for, mate?
Yeah.
Or
you've got Burt Reynolds. You've got Burt Reynolds in goal.
Oh.
Do you reckon it's time to think about selling Mane or Salah or both of them, Marius, to cash in?
Well, earlier this season, I was thinking maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea to sell Salah because he's very sellable, and we need to start thinking about what we're going to do with the forward line since everyone is approaching 30, and same with some of the midfielders. But then some of the goals have been penalties, but he's still joint top scorer in the Premier League, and that is really difficult to replace. Someone like Timo Werner, I was sure he was going to be a major hit. I even put a bet on for Timo Werner to be the top goal scorer in the Premier League this season. So it just shows how difficult it is to actually get a top goal scorer.
Yeah.
So lately I've been more like, okay, I guess I'm happy either way. But I think it's best to try and keep hold of him and see what we can do to improve the team while keeping everyone we want to keep.
It's hard, isn't it? Because you have to. Obviously, Salah's most likely going to be your best option for a couple of years, but you also have to think about 5 years from now, don't you? And getting all the value out of Salah and cashing in versus having the best players. So it's tough. Squad building's a bloody. Especially when you're not a club like Manchester City or Chelsea, where you can afford to kind of just throw money everywhere. It's hard.
Yeah, and then we do also have Harvey Elliott, who could be the replacement for Salah, because by the time Salah is like 32, 33, then Elliott's going to be 20. So he could just take over that. But I mean, we don't know how good he is going to be. But I always found him impressive when he was playing for Liverpool, and he's been getting raving reviews for Blackburn this season.
It's only because he's playing alongside the future greatest centre-half in world football, Taylor Harwood-Bellis.
Okay, he's
also
good.
Also on loan at Blackburn from City.
Is he from City? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
interesting to see how Harvey Elliott does, though, because obviously every time I've seen him actually play sort of in cup games to Liverpool, looks like he's got a bit of an attitude about him, but you can see there's a lot of ability there. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that's nurtured and see what he can do.
Yeah, definitely. There was that incident when he just joined Liverpool as well, where a video that he made mocking Harry Kane got released. So that was an attitude problem. But
yeah,
that's the one person you cannot make a video about in England.
No.
Yeah. Sir Harry.
We all know how he sounds. We don't need a repeat of it.
I saw some tweet the other day of someone was like, if I had 150 million and I could buy either Kane or Haaland, there is no doubt in my mind I would buy Harry Kane because he's proven in the Premier League or something like that. I was like, you are an absolute idiot. It's like
the man's going to be 30 before you know it, and then it's like,
exactly.
Wow, we've spent, and Haaland's going to be entering his prime, like.
Yeah, like any club that should buy Haaland. I think he's going to be absolutely amazing.
And he can do. He's a better, like overall, he's a better player than Kane. Like the things he's way more well-rounded. He can do things that Kane, couldn't dream of.
My only qualm with Haaland at this moment in time is his kind of basically he's a bit of an arsehole. And you feel like that will go within time when he grows up a bit.
Yeah.
But you can't deny the ability there. I mean, obviously, I'm going to look at it through rose-tinted specs, but I'm looking at it as though, because if you get United fans saying, but Ollie's already managed him and they got that relationship, and it's like, I'm sorry, but he's not going to go to Man United. It's just not going to happen. And
he's an idiot.
In my head, he listens mainly to his dad. Like, Raiola's his agent, but it's his dad who he listens to. Obviously, his dad played for City. He was a Man City fan growing up, as part of all the City forums and things like that, and had to quit, obviously, when he became an actual player because he was inundated with messages. And obviously City are currently, you could argue, one of the best teams on the planet. So everything is set up for him to come in. With Aguero leaving, we need a striker and be playing. Everything just seems to be in place for Haaland to come in. But it's not as easy as that, is it? I know, but it just seems like everything's in place for Haaland.
Yeah, if City get Haaland, I think they are going to be extremely difficult to beat over the next couple of years. Because he just has that potential to be that 30 goal a season striker.
Because I've seen other rumours that we want to go all out for Grealish as well. Like, get Grealish and Haaland in one window. It's ridiculous, especially because, you know, the amount of free kicks and set pieces we'd have with Grealish and then Haaland obviously in the box. Yeah, but it's like I said, it is big.
He's not that good at heading yet. He's been taking special heading lessons with Mats Hummels.
No, but what the point is, I watched Dortmund today, and even though he might not be good at heading, he just throws himself in there and makes things happen. He just causes absolute pandemonium inside the opponent's box for other players to sort of come and sweep in and get those goals. Like, the point here is he's an added threat, but the kid is a machine. You know, he's sort of 6'3", 6'4", and he's just absolutely rapid. But if he doesn't come, we've got Liam Delap in our youth academy. He's basically the same thing. So.
How good are these City youngsters? Because I mean, Foden has been looking absolutely. He's much faster than what I expected.
Yeah,
he looks brilliant.
He's technically brilliant. But yeah, we've got a lot of exciting youth players coming through. James McAtee is one to keep an eye on. Cole Palmer as well. Tommy Doyle. So you probably heard plenty of times Tommy Doyle. Both his grandparents.
Tommy Doyle.
both his grandparents played for City as well. Mike Doyle and Glenn Pardo. So he's got obviously City connections anyway. And Tommy Doyle is not too dissimilar to De Bruyne in the way he can play the ball, the passes he can find, the set pieces that he takes. But yeah, the aforementioned Liam Delap, Rory Delap's son, Rory Delap, who played for Stoke. He's like Haaland in that he's very tall, very quick, and he's just a natural finisher. He played one game for us in the cup and slotted. I think it was against Bournemouth, and he slotted in that one. And he's only 17, but he's got a bit of growing up to, though. He's had a few red cards this season just for lashing out and being a bit of a, for want of a better term, being a bit of a dick. But yeah, so we've got quite a few good ones coming through, and Liam Delap's going to be training with the first team, basically taking the same route that Foden and Sancho took. Just Sancho didn't want to take the Foden route; he wanted to be playing straight away all the time. But no, so there is a guide. You know, if you're good enough, you'll be involved in the first team. But yeah, I'm guessing just quickly, Alex. I'm guessing that moment is because Tierney's down injured.
Yeah, this is he's just the most abused player of all time. And Arteta just doesn't. He just does not learn his lessons with him because he goes away on international duty. He'll play 3 games, and this has happened. Oh, I mean, I don't think that was it though, was it? Anyway, yeah, I mean, Arteta just. I mean, he's by far and away one of our best players. So Arteta just never finds the time to rest him, but he just has to learn to do it. He has to, because this has happened 2 or 3 times this season already, and then you miss him for a whole month, and he's just pivotal in the way we attack. The way him and Smith Rowe combine is special, or has been special so far, and now he's probably going to spend a few more weeks out. So he needs to. The problem is we don't actually have a left backup, which is ridiculous.
You know, I was about to ask. I'm trying to recall who usually plays. If Tierney's not there,
Cedric's our
Suarez.
next best, and he's obviously a right back. He can play on the left, but he's obviously not as good on the left as he is on the right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like Cedric's terrible. It's more so just you lose so much when Tierney's out of the side. He's a special player.
He is. He's become quite integral to the way you play in terms of just as a player in your team. He's he's the first name on the team sheet, if you like. I know it sounds silly for a left back, but what he offers you going forward.
He's well, he'll be our next captain, I think. Good buy though. He's only like 22 million or something like that. That's special.
In today's market, that's brilliant.
Yeah, and that was before COVID. So it's a good buy. But yeah, lots of injuries so far.
Ooh. Just seems to be the final ball. No team can really carve out any clear-cut chances.
Yeah, Liverpool need to get Jota on in the second half. That's how we're going to score.
Well, it looks likely that the unders are going to be coming in unless there's the floodgates open second half. But the way how tight this is, I can see maybe 1 goal, 2 goals in it, tops. If that, I wouldn't surprise me if this finished 0-0. How many times this season have we seen, two top sides come together, go head to head, and it just be the most monotonous game we've ever seen?
That's great from the commentator. Comes down with snow on it. Do you guys have the same commentary as me?
I have
To be fair.
Norwegian, but I can't really hear it.
I'm going to turn mine on now because I kind of had it muted just so I could listen to the boys.
I don't even know who's commentating. I couldn't tell you. They all sound the same to me.
Is yours a British commentary or?
Yeah.
So it's
All the
probably
British ones are horrible.
Martin Tyler and Gary Neville, probably. That's what I've got.
Oh, I haven't got them.
No.
Wish I did, though. Martin Tyler, what a man.
Yeah. The Aguero moment, folklore, his commentary. But yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the first half? What are your thoughts on the first half, then, boys?
I think we've both teams had their moments. You'd say it was very, very even for the first 20, 25 minutes, and then Liverpool had a nice little period. Then we had a little period towards the end. So it smells of a 0-0, doesn't it?
It's got that feel about it, definitely.
So we're really going to have to up the entertainment here, or people are going to go away. Start saying some ridiculous stuff. Let's start doing some AFTV stuff.
I'll tell you what, a little quiz question for you, though. So Alexander Lacazette has scored in each of Arsenal's last two Premier League games against Liverpool, sorry. The last player to score in 3 consecutive league games against the Reds for the Gunners was who?
Sorry, repeat that. I wasn't listening.
Oh, my word. So Alex Lacazette has scored in each of Arsenal's last 2 Premier League games against Liverpool. The last player to score in 3 consecutive league games against the Reds for the Gunners was who?
Oh, okay. Well, I probably wasn't even watching Arsenal when this happened, so...
Do you want me to give you the dates?
Let's just go Bergkamp.
I go RVP.
You're both wrong. So have another go. So it's between 2003 in January and April 2004.
April 2000 and what?
So between January 2003 and April 2004.
Henri.
Shamak.
Marwan Shamak. The man with the mullet who was around in about 2010.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
Come on, Alex.
Yeah, see, I wasn't really following Arsenal back then. Wasn't really a fan of the old game of soccer and that kind of stuff.
Shameful.
Let's
second Arsenal kickoff soon, mate. Come on.
Well, Henri was in Barcelona by that time, wasn't he? So
what, 2003, 2003, 2004?
Oh, no, he left a bit after that, didn't he?
Just a little bit after that, yeah.
And you already said Henri, though, so that's wrong, I assume. No, okay. Marius said Henri, and no one replied, so I assumed he was wrong. So I guess you go Henri.
So I think our man Neil has just commented the right answer. It was Robert Pires.
Oh, there you go.
The man, Robert Pires.
Great stuff, mate. This is why I do the quiz question and not you, George, because I will get all of them wrong. I'm going to go get a coffee.
Or when I come out.
Jogo Brutto, what's your question for the Freddie Mercury guy?
I've just seen that. The Freddie Mercury guy. Wow.
Yeah.
What a comparison that is. I mean, there was another moustache figure in the past, but we won't go there.
Yeah. I mean, Queen is my favorite band probably of all time. So
Really?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I turn it off when it comes on.
Oh no, they got so many hits.
But once you've heard one, you've heard them all.
There is quite a bit of different stuff in there, especially if you include like some of the. I mean, 99% of the solo work for Mercury is not good, but they do have quite a bit of mix, I think. What's your favorite music then, George?
The thing is, I'm into such a variety of different genres, like, and it always depends on what mood I'm in. Like, I quite like Embrace, but then I like everything from Embrace to like proper just hip hop. I grew up on Linkin Park, for example, as well. Like, it's just so varied. I like blues. I couldn't, if I had to choose one, I don't think I could, because I feel like I would be doing the others a disservice.
Yeah, Embrace, that's a band?
Yeah, that's a band, yeah.
Was that the band that had a song on FIFA?
Well, you heard them on FIFA, you say?
Yeah, I'm asking, because there was one song, either it was the song or the band that was called Embrace. But
maybe.
A long time ago. Like, I haven't had a FIFA game in 10 years, so it's been quite a while.
Yeah, it might have been. I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't played FIFA in years either, to be fair. But no, I'm not sure. It might have been on FIFA. But yeah, for example, they've got a song Gravity. That's a great song. But yeah. So I might have to. I'm waiting for Alex to get back so I can go make myself an Americano. I'm feeling all middle class.
Yeah.
It's got this from a neutral perspective. This game needs a goal just to open it up a bit because it's so tentative at the moment.
Yeah, I struggle to pay attention and talk at the same time.
Yeah, but there's no denying that. There's no denying that Liverpool have had the better opportunity though. Because that wing play and coming in, that cutting back and that Milner chance they had. He should have done so much better there. But
yeah,
I feel like if Liverpool play it right and can carve out an opening, I think they're more likely to go with the win. I mean, I think the odds on before this game, obviously Liverpool were favourites to win it, still over evens. I think at Arsenal like 3.2 or something like that, which I thought was a bit.
Yeah, they seemed wrong, those odds.
Yeah, they did seem
maybe
very
not. It's just if you look at all the underlying data, Arsenal have been so much better than Liverpool in the last 8-12 games.
Right,
but
now you're back.
I think there's a lot of name value in Liverpool, isn't there? I think people think that they'll just one day they're going to turn it around, and they just don't want to open themselves up to it. What is Ian Wright saying about this?
All right, Neil says that he's willing to join.
Yeah, join in, Neil, mate.
Did you send him a link?
But that means we're going to lose a viewer, so...
You can only join if you put the YouTube on streaming the video on your phone.
Have I sent you a link, Neil? I thought I already had, but if I haven't, let me know. I was gonna say that I feel like you've made it in life when you've got 7 people in the world watching you watch a halftime football show. Don't you think?
Cheers to that.
Yeah, I've got my coffee.
There were seven people watching?
There's 7 people watching us watch a halftime football show right now. Now that's special.
Nice. I mean, this is the best entertainment out there. So
I know.
I mean, you could. Why watch the likes of Micah Richards and that dissect a game at halftime when you could be watching our mugs on the screen, just sipping coffee, drinking the only good Corona out there.
The only good Corona.
You know,
the only other entertainment that would beat this, and I don't know if you'll agree with me, George, because this is your neck of the woods, mate. Me and my missus have been watching Love Island in the UK. We've been catching up on where we've watched season 1 to we're up to season 4 now. Mate, it is just high class entertainment.
Sorry, mate. As soon as you said we've been watching Love Island, I nearly left, if I'm honest.
Don't you watch it?
No, I don't.
Oh, mate, it's hilarious.
I think I watched it once in the past and I felt like I'd lost IQ points after the episode was finished.
Oh, it certainly affects your IQ. I cannot argue against that. And Neil, I sent you the link on Twitter, mate. So, yeah, click on that. It's just funny, isn't it? I mean, I'm just one of those people that after a hard slog of work all day trying to convince people to subscribe to Trademate that I just want to rest my brain and watch some mind-numbing television.
It's certainly mind-numbing, I'll give you that. To be fair, I watched one season of it and they had, I'm not sure if you've seen that one, but they had a doctor on it and the girls are away doing something. It's just left to the lads and they've got to look after these pretend babies and they decide to have a race in the prams. And he trips up and the baby falls out of the pram and goes everywhere. And the reason it's funny is obviously if it was a baby, it's definitely got brain damage. And he's just absolutely decked it. That was probably the only part of the entire series that made me laugh.
Yeah.
So you're watching through the seasons?
What was that?
Are you watching like through the seasons from like season 1 all the way onwards?
Yeah, or there's some kind of app or like one of our main televisions channels has got an app where you can just catch up on. For some reason, they want us to catch up on Love Island. I've never watched it before. I've actually never watched it like live or anything like that before because we have one in Australia too. And so I think we were just bored one day, so we just clicked on it and yeah, just got us from the start, mate.
Please tell me it was her idea.
Oh, I mean, mate, bit of both, mate.
Nah.
We operate under the same umbrella.
Oh my god. I don't know what to say to that, I'll be honest.
So what's your go-to then, mate, if you're not watching football?
I usually just try and find a series to watch, but
do you play with your yellow and red cards in your spare time?
That's all I do. Just dash them out, getting ready for the weekend. Just you visualize and it will happen. But no, apart from that, I don't know.
By the way, g'day, Neil.
Evening,
Hello,
lads. So, what's this? Love Island? This is your new guilty pleasure.
Alex is going on it.
Yeah. Well, me and my missus did discuss that. Like, is it worth going on there? It could ruin our relationship, but I could win 50 grand.
If it's true love, then you will survive.
Now, this doesn't look very good now. I've never had 5 people in here, including our little timer. So I'm wondering how we can make this look a little bit better, but I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe not have the timer in there.
Yeah, maybe not. Well, I could do this.
I mean, you were ahead of me, so it didn't really matter much.
Now, this is the setting everyone wants.
I think that's a good setting. That is a good setting as well.
There's some great options here.
This is elite content.
Look at this. We've still got 9 people watching. Neil brought along a few mates.
Do we need the splitter?
What was that, mate?
Off the timer.
Yeah, do we need
You want to
the
get rid
timer?
of the timer?
Yeah.
What if we...
I just don't feel it's a necessity.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, I thought that's what people do.
There you go.
Ashamedly, I checked out...
Doesn't matter.
Ashamedly, I checked out what's it called, AFTV, to see what they do for their watch-alongs, and I tried to copy some of their thing.
That's not what you want to copy.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah,
It's only a matter of time before you turn into Mark Goldbridge or something with like a green screened office just of Arsenal and Trademate memorabilia.
oh God, Maguire, what have you done?
the Nottingham Forest fan. Do you know what he said? He said the other day, like City won't ever be a big club. They've not even got a fan channel. Like that's the metric to decide if you're a decent sized club.
So this is the first time we've had everyone together since we did our little preview at the start of the season.
Certainly is.
Yeah, it's been
I wonder
a while.
who's looking the best. I mean, me and George got the title prediction right.
I missed there.
Did
I
we?
wonder with the relegation. I think I had Fulham, West Brom, and Newcastle. Sheffield United ruined it. But I guess they
can't
ruined it for
remember.
everyone.
I think I put Brighton in there for a bit of fun.
I'm not sure if I went. I think I went Sheffield United, Fulham, and Brighton.
I can't
You
remember.
betting
I know
this
I-
live, Neil?
I know I had West Brom. Yeah, I remember you saying Brighton at the time.
All right. Well, for those tuning in, the second half has begun, and yeah, enjoy some of the greatest commentary you'll ever hear.
According to Understat, do you know which team has the 5th highest expected points?
Isn't it Brighton?
It is Brighton. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And they've been like top 4. So
I
they
know.
just have the most massive
Yeah,
underperformance.
it's so unlucky. Like, they just haven't
I'd
finishes.
be looking at Neil Mopay like, what are you doing, pal?
Tell you what, Arsenal will come out hot this second half. I'd be shaking in your boots, Marius. Ceballos on the ball now.
Yeah, you can relax now.
Should I try and commentate the game?
Give it a whirl, pal.
Not since you're ahead of the time. That's
Yeah,
not fun.
sorry, Marius. Where are you in time, Neil?
What a question.
Yeah. Oh, it's just kicked off on my one, so I'm watching it on the iPad. I might have to move over to the TV.
You're really far back.
Yeah.
I like living in the past, so that's why I'm watching it later.
So we expecting any goals this half?
Maybe one tops. I mean, I predicted at the beginning of the game with Alex that it'd be 1-1, but I don't even see there being 2 goals in the game. You watch it happen out in a 3-2 or something like that. I don't know, but I just don't see it personally.
It's too bad David Luiz isn't playing, because then a red card would have been at the possibility.
I think all the players are knackered as well. I mean, that's why I looked at it. I thought the price was too big on unders because I think what Salah and Mane, they both played in the qualifiers. They had a lot of minutes on the clock as well. And you're who's that? The Turkish centre back that you guys have?
Kabak.
Yeah, because he played a few of the games as well.
He actually only played 2 of them because he got sick for the second.
Okay.
And I think Mane only, or maybe, either Mane or Keita only played 1 international game. But yeah, I can't remember who of them. And Keita's
You're
not
going to have a
playing
lot of
anyway.
centre backs next season, aren't you, Marius?
Yeah, so I mean, the big rumor of the international break was that we'd made a bid for Konata.
Think it'd be a good signing?
I haven't seen him enough to judge, but he's allegedly one of the fastest center backs in world football. So
That's all that matters.
yeah.
What are you doing, Neil? Are you cooking or
Yeah, no, he's doing the washing up, isn't he?
just doing the dishes? That's all right, mate. No, you're right. Now just come on and do the dishes.
Back in a sec. Just got the casserole dish to do.
That's it. I don't think it's coming from my side. Yeah.
Hey, Gurpreet, no, we do not have a Discord. We have a Facebook group that you can join into if you want. Just search for Trademate Sports on Facebook, and it should show up.
So did you say you were betting this live, Neil?
Yeah, I was trading the unders, but I got out of it. To be honest, I could have stayed in it longer, but I didn't want to risk it.
Oh, now he wants to know if we give out plays. Oh, and I'm gone again.
I'll let you reply to that one, Alex.
Do we give out plays? Inside our software, we do. So subscribe at tradematesports.com and start your free week trial for 7 days.
Smooth.
Brilliant infomercial.
No credit card required.
T's and C's apply. Imagine my shock when Salah ends up on his back.
I can just feel a penalty coming somewhere. That's the only way I see this.
No, we don't do simply soccer. We support 8 sports in total. So like all the major ones. Basket,
No, we do. We do like 10 or 11, I think.
No, it's not that many. 8, 9, maybe. Or I guess it depends on how many rugbies you count as different sports.
Well, they are different sports, Marius.
They're not really, though, are they?
It depends if you also count esports as 2 different sports too.
I'd count it as a sport because it's competitive, but I wouldn't call the people that do it athletes.
Oh, jeez.
Would you call chess players athletes?
No.
Oh God.
I'd call them intellectuals.
Yeah. I just found that to be like a fascinating debate because it is something that is, I think, like the esports applied to become a member of like the Norwegian Sports Association and stuff like that. And I think they already improved chess.
Wasn't it at some point during the season that Jurgen Klopp was the favourite in terms of odds for the next manager to leave his position?
Yeah, there was a rumor going around. I think it was when his mum who passed away, and during that week, I managed to get that info as well, and then his odds just came just flying in.
It's ludicrous. It was just like, what?
I think it was all rumors. I think it was like an Everton fan or something who just like got it like viral, and then just everyone just jumped on it.
I've seen it before, like on Twitter. You see plenty of people like when there's like League One or League Two managerial positions vacant, and I saw someone put on Twitter saying started a rumor and it went viral, and it just used my mate's name. I can't, just for argument's sake, let's just say it was Paul Davies or something like that. And he was like, and now I've just got it on the market on Sky Bet for next permanent manager. Like, but doesn't even exist as like manager, and he was still on there at about 4-1. It's like, what?
Brilliant.
Great for the bookies, though.
Yeah,
Have an option that is never going to happen.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
one couple of weeks ago. Did you hear about this James Rodriguez one?
Yeah, yeah.
So it was someone. It was something like basically he was going through gender reassignment surgery, and that's why he's always out injured. And
That's when he's
bruised to his bits at some point, and I think that's what it was. It's basically that's why Real Madrid got rid of him. Just complete nonsense.
Like, oh my word!
Just have to find it. Find that tweet.
I was going to make a really bad pun then, but I don't think it's past the watershed yet. Oh, it is past the watershed, but it's fine.
I mean, can we just focus on the football, gents? Just scroll up.
Look, Alex, I've had half a Corona. All right, cut me some slack.
Surprised you haven't had a Stella, mate.
I'm not Nige.
Yeah, mate. True heroes drink Stellas, mate.
Leave that one up for debate.
Come on.
It just seems to be the build-up's there, but both sides, the final third, is just nothing's happening. It's a bit atrocious.
Yeah, it's just flat, aren't they?
Yeah. Marius, you absolute mountain.
Oh, how good is he?
So good.
28 million, I think he was, 25, something like that. Great buy.
Who was 25?
Gabriel Magalhaes, the centre back.
Oh. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Could have bought just over two Ruben Diaz's with that.
Yeah. I mean, we could have bought 100 Williams.
It's not on those salaries.
I want a club full of 100 Williams.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, George. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. The best Egyptian in the league is about to enter the pitch. This is what we all signed up for. Move over Salah. Oh, God. Oh, was that a handball? No.
100 million pounds. My word.
If he gets onto the pitch. Oh, I had a dream last night that William started. And I was so upset.
As far as dreams go,
Yeah,
I'm going to say that's.
nightmare.
Well, no, it's just, it's not. It's just not a great dream, is it? Just sat there in bed, lay there, sleeping, resting, and all you're doing is dreaming of Willian.
Yeah, I didn't actually have an actual picture of him in my face. The picture was his shirt on the team sheet and the number 12. That's just tough.
That reminds me of that meme you see when it's like the woman and the man in bed, and it's her saying, "I bet he's thinking about other women," and then there's just you there saying, "I wonder if Willian's going to start tomorrow."
Yeah. So true. Now it's a great substitution by Arteta though, because Ceballos is just an absolute lunatic waiting. He'll do something stupid soon, so you got to get him off before he does something.
Mm-hmm.
So although on then he's not going to provide much, it's just at least he's not going to make a stupid mistake.
Mm.
Marinko's here. He's saying chess players are athletes. So yeah,
I just don't agree.
Who's more athletic, esports players or chess players?
Neither.
Someone was laughing at my question.
Yeah, it's an interesting debate, isn't it? Because it's like, I suppose, like snooker and darts. Like back in the day, you used to watch it, and then the sort of players were having pints in between frames.
Yeah.
But now you do have to be like really fit. Like even like Ronnie O'Sullivan, I remember listening to an interview of his, and like, no, he's constantly like was in the gym, because you need that just to be mentally alert. And some of
What
these
game's
esports-
this? Darts.
No, that's
Snooker.
snooker. But even with darts as well, you know, like because now it's been professionalized, the level is so high that you know, if you're not looking after yourself, you're not really going to be winning tournaments.
Well, hang on. You cannot tell me Michael van Gerwen, like one of the most successful darts players, he looks like a big baby. You cannot tell me that he is fit.
Yeah, no, fair point. Maybe not darts then, but at least in snooker, I mean, like they look pretty sharp.
But how
I
do
agree
you
with- I
need to
agree
be
with
fit
snooker.
to play snooker? Like, seriously.
Well, if you've got a big gut, you're not getting over that table, are you?
Well, I mean, I guess not.
Just doing bicep curls on one arm. Just a... That's all you need. Oh, here comes Yotta. Man's coming on.
I saw I read an interview with John Obi Mikel about Eden Hazard today, and he said that Hazard was the worst trainer he had ever played with.
Oh, really?
He was just
Wow.
just walking around and training ground, and then they play at the weekend, be brilliant, and then he just walk around all the week and do no effort.
Oh, Marius, what do you make of this? So they're taking off Andy Robertson and brought on Yotta.
Whoa.
Oh, he wants
Okay,
to. He
so
might want 3
Milner
points.
going
dude.
left back then.
I'm sorry, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
cannot
no,
take
yeah,
Alisson.
yeah.
Going for it.
I can't take Alisson seriously with that Burt Reynolds moustache.
What
we
do
go.
you call
Here we
the
go.
way he? What do you call the way he has his hair in English?
What, the slick back type one?
Slick back, yeah.
Is it? It's slicked back, yeah.
Slick, yeah.
Now Marius is really thinking.
Is your moustache inspired by Alisson's then? Is that what gave you the idea?
I've had my mustache for way longer than Allison.
I said I hope it was inspired by Alisson and not someone else in history. But... What? I meant Charlie Chaplin.
What do
Well,
you think of the Liverpool kit? Are you a fan, Marius?
I think it's pretty good. One of our better away jerseys.
Just trying to be the Sky Blues, that's all it is.
Yeah. If you can't win the league, then at least look like the team that does.
If you can't beat them, look like them.
I can't stand this home kit by Arsenal.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Why?
The medieval writing, it's horrendous. I think they like, you know, that Gothic sans font.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what they've gone with on the back. It's horrendous. Last year's home kit was so good.
I think Liverpool's home kit this year is pretty bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, what colour's this Liverpool one? As you know, I'm quite colourblind.
It's a mix of light blues.
I thought it was
Oh,
just
really?
like
Or
aqua
just the
or turquoise.
aquamarine or something? Yeah.
Oh,
Is it turquoise?
God, I'm so bad. I thought it was green or grey.
It's close to the Trademate blue. But yeah, I guess you can't see too much of that either.
I'm getting worse with age with my colours. Here we go. Get there, lacquer.
Go on, you good thing.
Ooh.
Oh,
I wonder who the slowest man on the pitch is. Lacquer would be up there.
Big goal.
Really? Is he that slow?
waiting.
Fuck. Well, he scores so many headers, that prick.
I had the stats page up. I was about to say this is when like Liverpool score like big percentage of goals.
Mm.
Gotta love Jota. But
Marius,
that was
can you
a bit fun.
Is he
Marius, can you
offside?
calm down, please?
That's it's not as fun when you know the goal is being scored. Took so much of the joy away.
He's just picked out that pocket and that little bit of space between the two centre halves, isn't
I don't even
I
care
said we
anyway.
had to
It's all
bring
about
up
the
Jota
Europa
to
League.
score though.
he? Alex, what was that? I don't even care anymore.
I don't even care about the Premier League. It's all about the Europa League.
Winning them titles.
Well, we've got way better chance of getting into Champions League by winning the Europa League.
I do hope you beat out United
Yeah.
if you meet them.
Well, we've played United twice this season, and both times we were the better team. So then they're the only good team left in the Europa League, probably, or the best. The only team that's probably better than us, or just as good.
I can see that Marinko wrote that Magnus Carlsen and Karuna burn over 1,500 calories in their World Cup match.
I mean, you burn calories while you sleep too, so.
Yeah, but probably not 1.5k.
Oh, you'd be surprised, mate. I'm an active sleeper.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Oh, man of many talents, Georgie. Don't you worry.
It's not just dreaming of Willian, apparently.
Yeah, Marinko, I would call chess a sport, but yeah, it's a tricky one.
I'd call it a sport because it's competitive. It's just whether the people that participate are considered athletes.
Well, I mean, the brain is a part of the body as well, and you're using it. So,
Is it?
or is it just the biceps and the other muscles that count?
Well, let's see what happens to the game now. Will Liverpool... Oh, hello. What? You're kidding. What do you reckon Liverpool do now, Marius?
Try to score more goals.
Stuart Atwell had a fight with a lawnmower or something. Like, what is that, Barnett? I think I'd rather Aubameyang's than Stuart Atwell's.
I mean, how's that not a foul? But anyway, don't worry.
Unlike the football players, he actually followed the COVID rules and did it at home.
Yeah. Just stuck a colander on his head and then just went around. How do you think Arsenal are going to approach it now, though, Alex? What do you think they're going to do?
Well, I'll have a whirl. Have we got any? Maybe Martinelli might come on. No, I mean, I don't know. For some reason, Arteta just doesn't like Martinelli, so maybe our favourite player, Willian, will come on. I mean, I don't know. It's just such a weird game, isn't it? It just doesn't... It's just one
Has
of those
Martinelli
games where
been playing at all lately?
Comes off the bench every now and then, but barely. He doesn't...
Oh,
Has he looked like he struggled after the injury, or?
No, not really. Oh,
I'm just like, what's going to happen?
Gabriel.
Oh, Well, that's nice.
That is the most nonchalant celebration I think I've ever seen.
Is he
Yeah,
offside?
but it just doesn't feel the same when
He might
you
have
know
been
something's
offside.
gonna happen.
It was pretty close.
Gabriel,
Are they putting it on VAR?
Gabriel's got to be doing better than that, though. That is woeful defending.
Yeah, he just shouldn't have gone to ground, should he?
Oh, is Neil gone, is he?
Oh well, I'll see you guys in Slavia Prague. Where are we playing next? The commentators here are saying Liverpool have dominated the game.
I wouldn't go that far.
The commentators always look at the result and then tell you what the result has been like.
I mean, there's chances have been few and far between, but the chances that have presented themselves, Liverpool have taken them.
I mean, Arsenal have had 2 attempts on goal. It's obviously not enough, but I wouldn't say they've dominated. I'd say they've been a better team. But
one point that I remembered about Liverpool's big drop off after all the injuries and everything. Last year we were the best team on offensive set pieces. We scored 20 goals, and this season we've scored 1 goal from set pieces since Van Dijk got injured. So it's just insane how much that also hurts the output, because if you get an early set piece goals, then you can counter attack and things will open up a bit more. So that
You
is
guys
another
had
thing.
specialist throw-in coach, right? That was I remember reading about that. It was quite interesting.
Yeah, it's a Danish guy. We still have him.
Hector Bellerin could use a throw-in coach.
Hector Bellerin's got a stake in a club very close to me.
Oh, the Forest Green Rovers.
That's the one, yeah. They're literally maybe 15 minutes up the road.
So their team, obviously they're very environmentally friendly, but has that always been the case, or have they just thought, oh, our name's Forest Green Rovers, why don't we become environmentally friendly?
I'm fairly certain they were bought out by, I want to say Dale. Is it Dale Vince? Because he owns a company called Ecotricity, which is a big company in Gloucestershire. I'm fairly certain he bought them out, and obviously now they've also got vegan food. As you said, it's very green. I'm not sure if it was a coincidence that they're Forest Green Rovers or not, because they're still quite local to the company that he started and made all of his money. So I don't actually know. I think it might just be coincidence.
Are they in League 1 or League 2?
League 2.
Oh, Jesus. I feel like this is more likely to go 3-0 than 2-1.
I'm just hoping it doesn't end 3-1, because I'll never hear the end of it from the other half.
Why is that?
Because she was like, I reckon it'll be 3-1. It's not going to be 3-1. And if it ends 3-1, I'll be like, do you just want to do what? You could just do what I do. Take over from me from now on.
Yeah,
what do you think should happen to... Sorry?
Go ahead, mate.
I was going to say, what are you guys' thoughts on the whole Slavia Prague incident, and whether there was talks about them how they should be kicked out of the Europa League?
I'd be inclined to agree with that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's time to actually do some penalties that matter, and not just €100 fine for you.
Oh.
No, because it's no different to. I mean, that's why, not to bring it about City again, but it's a similar situation. That's why City hated UEFA, because when Yaya Toure got abused from CSKA Moscow, I think CSKA got, it was like a £10,000 £500 fine or something like that, and then City got fined £20,000 for coming out for the second half 30 seconds late. Like, just the complete disparity of fines for the, how serious the offence actually was. Like, you've got to clamp down on it. Like, that's just not acceptable. So if they've done something like that, they should be out of the competition. Simple as.
Yeah, it's
But, mate,
ridiculous.
what about-
like, the standards? Like, you get fined more. I'm sure like players have been fined for silly things like having an advert or something underneath their shirt, and it's more than a club gets fined for, like racist abuse. I mean, like Cagliari as well in Serie A. Like, not even once. It's happened like 3-4 times. And to be honest, it's only because there's no crowds now. It probably hasn't happened this season, and nothing's been done. They should be demoted.
I remember hearing a story about Nicholas Bentner. Didn't he get fined like something unbelievable for showing a Paddy Power logo or something?
Yeah.
But what about just like banning the player or like, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's also not just the player. Like, it's because of after all that, you see some of their fans have come out with like the most disgraceful banners you can imagine.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's inherent. It's almost like within the club, like throughout its core, it's just racist, and like you can't reward that. I don't care how good they are on the pitch. If you've got people like that, you don't deserve to be anywhere near an elite competition.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like they've come out and taken like a massive stand against it either. I think I saw quotes of their president coming out and saying that I don't know what he said, but it was like a lie or whatever. I don't know. There's no proof or whatever. It's just
no, exactly.
Is he? I mean, is that guy like going to line up against Arsenal? That would just be ridiculous if he was.
He played against Wales, didn't he? And Gareth Bale gave him an elbow in the head.
Oh, good on him.
Yeah. It was on purpose as well.
Funny that.
Yeah.
I mean, what an ordinary human, eh?
Gareth Bale, not the hero people wanted, but the hero they needed.
He should have got his golf club out.
Just whacked him around the head with it. Oof.
Imagine taking a golf club to the head. That'd be brutal.
This is what this game's become now. We're talking about a golf club and people in the head. To the 10 people that are watching, we have been talking about the game. We've just slightly diverted somewhat.
What weapon would you least like to take to the head?
Oh my God.
Probably a knife wouldn't be the nicest.
Oh my word, what is happening?
I've got to drown my sorrows in some form.
Sorry for that. Aubameyang haircut just kills me every time.
It's ridiculous.
Look at him. It looks like a squid has just landed on his head.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, the squid's been substituted.
The squid.
A few people were on him pre-season, weren't they, to be top scorer?
Mm.
Just hasn't happened.
No, not at all. Not surprised to see him going off, though. He's been relatively average.
I haven't seen him the whole game.
On Norwegian TV, Ødegaard is favourite to be man of the match. You think that's a bit biased?
That's the most biased thing you'll ever see. Who would you give man of the match to?
I'd probably say at the moment either Trent or Salah.
Yeah, I was leaning towards El Neni, but I'm not too sure. Oh, it's Wijnaldum leaving, sorry.
Yeah, he's leaving.
Huh.
But
Is he off contract?
Yeah, latest rumor today was that Barcelona were not going to buy him anyway. Or, they were not going to buy him. Which has been what it's been looking like all of the time. But yeah, we'll see.
Haven't seen much of Pepe either.
Ooh, that's well done by Kabak.
I still can't believe he paid 72 million for Pepe.
Yeah.
The thing is, it was Lille you bought. It was Lille you bought him from, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was just a strange signing because he doesn't play like we want to play. Like he's a great, he'd be great at a smaller club or a club that wants to play on the counter, like I don't know, Tottenham maybe. He'd be good, but
Lille were very clever in that, obviously, because they put him on penalties in his final season, knowing full well they're going to send him at the end of that, and just inflate the price, knowing how many goals more he'd scored. I think the president even came out and said that at some point. Yeah, I think they even said that.
Yeah,
They did that on purpose to increase the selling price.
Potentially.
That's pretty smart if they did so.
But he's fair. To be fair to him, he's been very good since Boxing Day, since we hit a bit of form. This has probably been one of his worst games since then. So I'm not saying he's worth 72 million, but at least he's played well.
I
did kind of assume that this was one of his worst games, I have to admit.
Yeah. He's been anonymous, hasn't he? But so many of these players have been.
If you end where you're currently sitting in the league table, Alex, and don't win Europa League, how would you sort of rate Arteta? Would you still want to stick with him, or would it be time for a change then?
Yeah, I just think it depends on how we play for the rest of the season. Like I know that, like where we are in the league, I don't think is indicative of how we've been playing since Boxing Day. So I think we're ranked like the second or third or fourth best team in the league since Boxing Day. So this has, been one of our worst performances since then. So yeah, I'm happy with how it's going. I think we've got a good chance of winning the Europa League. And the only problem I have with Arteta is his team selections and his substitutions. He always gets them wrong a lot of the time. But other than that, I think he's got us playing really well lately.
Yeah.
Do you think he's too cautious in the big games, or do you think he needs to be? Oh, well, there you go.
What'd you say?
Answered my question.
Oh, God.
They're a little bit behind, Neil.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh.
Okay.
It's so much better when you know.
Has the ball.
It's so much better when you know it's about to happen.
Was it Jota again?
I don't think
he's
Arsenal
so insane. Should have put Jota into the fantasy team.
Hindsight is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is. I stuck with Gareth Bale instead.
There's only been one card so far.
I don't think there's been any, mate.
From what I've seen, yeah.
No, there has been a card. Yeah, Liverpool got one card. It was Jota got booked. You're level on point, Alex. You're level on points with Leeds.
Good season.
For Leeds.
I think I have the same jacket as Arteta.
Is this what this stream has become now? Hitting people with a golf. I was about to say bat with a club.
It's a nice jacket. No, it's not exactly the same, but similar.
I've got the same coat as Arteta.
Right, Liverpool will be 2 points behind Chelsea now. That's game on.
I think
Yeah,
it's
it's
Leicester you
tight,
want to be chasing, isn't it? How far are Leicester ahead?
They are 7 points ahead, and they play 3 top teams in the last 3 games.
Leicester will choke.
I haven't
Liverpool
looked at
only have
Friday.
Manchester United above them.
Come on, Martinelli. Get yourself on the score sheet, son.
I just know for a fact you're going to get a consolation goal, and I'm not going to hear the end of it.
I mean, yeah, you Gooners have got decent running, to be fair.
Yeah,
We've
we
got
do.
Sheffield United next, Fulham, Everton, Newcastle, West Brom, then Chelsea, Palace, and Brighton. There's a
That's
lot of
not
winnable
bad.
games. Yeah, a lot of winnable games there.
Did you guys watch Arsenal batter Spurs a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, sadly.
That was good to watch. They were the days.
I think we used up all our good luck with the Lamella goal, the Rabona. But that was about all we did.
Was that not just the greatest moment in footballing history?
That
A
was a
Rabona and then a red card.
He got one against in the Europa League a couple of years ago. It was outside the box. I think that was.
He's an absolute hothead, isn't he? Like you could see that second yellow card coming about 20 minutes before that.
Oh yeah, no, he's always like just flying in.
So when you see the
something
slips
so
Twitter
special
after
about
someone put Lamella to score and to be sent off, it's like what? Like what?
What do you think about Mourinho, Neil? You obviously, I would hope you're Mourinho out.
No, I mean, honestly, this season, I don't think you can really judge any manager. You can sort of question some things that they do, but it's just been such a strange year, and last season as well. But I remember saying in the beginning, I didn't think we'd do particularly well, and then we got off to a flying start, and then it wasn't Spurs fans who were saying this, but the rest of the media, talking about a title challenge and all kinds of nonsense. But we just kind of reverted to our mean. The thing that just frustrates me is we've had so many times where we've gone a goal up and we're in control of the game, and we can easily just maintain the momentum, try and go for a second, and we just sit back and back and back and just invite pressure. And that's what's cost us all these points, to be honest. So, I don't know. You never quite know what's going on, all these sort of stories that get leaked to the media. Just watching the documentary, players, they seem to be like a good spirit, but it's hard to tell, really.
A lot of it is
how it gets better, mate. Like it's going one way, surely.
I don't know. I think the fans are fickle, aren't they? Just you're rubbish one week, you're a genius the next. The truth is always somewhere.
You can't convince me that in a year's time, Mourinho's the right. Like it's going to go upwards from a year from now.
Well, it's never going to be great. He never sticks around that long anyway. But I thought we had a good.
If you lose Kane as well.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be a huge blow. I mean, what was frustrating
with Kane
out the Europa League was just really frustrating, because that was a golden opportunity. That was a good chance to win something.
Dynamo Zagreb are quality though, mate.
There was some insane goals that guy scored.
Yeah, what a player.
Game of his life.
That was just ridiculous.
If he was like 21 and not 28, he would have been signed on the spot by a big club.
Don't worry, Arsenal still go sniffing around.
I think that's my only thing with Kane, whether top teams will want him, in the fact that Daniel Levy is going to want to get a huge fee for him.
He won't go.
No, but because he's going to want a huge fee for him. But he's 27, 28 now, and you spend all that money, and in 2 seasons' time, you've got a 30-year-old player on your hands. Like, well, was it worth it?
So he's 28 now.
He's running on a contract and then just getting a big move. It will happen at some point. We're not going to win anything. You can't blame him.
When's his contract run out?
I'm not sure actually, but
Is Gareth Bale just having a flash in the pan, or is he good again? Neil?
I don't think he's ever going to be the same player that he was. But this season, he's just had to get the game time and kind of adapt. I think he's still a very useful player to have. Just have in your squad, and he's going to have these sort of individual moments of brilliance, but he hasn't got the pace anymore. But he's got that quality. He can adapt his game. I think he can he's got the intelligence to flip it around. So yeah, time will tell. It's been good to see that he's had a good run of form, scored a few goals lately. So I think next season we can judge it. But he says that he's still, as far as he's concerned, he's going back to Madrid. I think that's what he said recently. Next year.
It's just a quick break, gents. Very important notice. Mr. Hanson 3000 has sent through a message, so we all have to answer this question. No, I have not had a bet. George hasn't had a bet. Marius hasn't had a bet, but I believe Neil has had a bet.
Yeah, I had a few on this game. I traded one, and then the cards was under 3.5.
Well,
which at the moment, unless there's like
how angry would you be?
Punch up in the last minute, should be all right.
Unless that Slavia Prague player comes on the pitch, I think we'll be right.
It beats everyone, yeah.
Here we go.
Oh no! Well, how many am I? It's all right. I haven't been counting.
Oh, mate, that's a red.
I'm all right. Two so far.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
How excited do you get when the yellow card comes out, George?
It's weird. It has changed my watching experience somewhat. Like, I've been known on occasion to, when you see like a 50-50 going in and you're just there watching the defender speeding towards it, and I'm just there like, go on, kill him. And, but yeah, it's I do get very happy.
Do you have like your serotonin levels or something? Like, something happens to you when you see the color yellow?
It's even more so when I see it red.
Yeah.
I can barely contain myself, Alex.
You must love a lady in red, mate.
Well, that's a conversation
when
for
you
another
see
time.
when you see two ladies in yellow together, do you automatically make them red, or?
Well, no, because it's usually a lollipop lady where I'm from, but yeah. And I don't know if you know that, but they're usually about 80, so it's not really my cup of tea.
If you see two girls wearing yellow, do you ask them why they're still on the pitch?
No, I just know that it's safe to cross a road. But what has happened to this video? Honestly,
Oh mate, this is just a terrible game of football, so we have to talk about something like that.
What was your question earlier? What's the worst weapon to be hitting there?
A yellow card.
just dashed about like now something off. Now you see me.
Are there any games after this? Should we just sit here and keep watching games? There's probably some
I'm good.
Australian rugby to be on soon.
Yeah, I'm definitely going.
Maybe the NBA is the next sport off the rank. Baseball's back on now, actually.
Oh, I can't be dealing with baseball.
There's a handball by Gabriel. Was it? No.
Even fans of baseball don't go and watch the whole thing.
Oh, really? How long does a baseball game go for?
Hours.
It's
3
ridiculous.
days?
I went to it was Boston Red Sox against the Yankees, I think it was, and we were there, and I was getting very, very bored, and I was like, so I just did what any sane person would do in that experience, and I just drank. Just thought this will get me through it. Started speaking to a couple of American girls there, so we just started chatting to them, and they're like, "Oh, we're leaving soon." I was like, "Oh, but it's eight to go for the game." Like, yeah, I know, but we never stayed long. Like, we usually wait to the 8th innings, and is it innings or something like that? And they're like, and then we just go anyway because otherwise it goes on too long. Like, but aren't they your team? Like, yeah, but we're not staying for the whole thing. It's like, what?
It's probably
I also went to a Red Sox game, and we also left before the game went into like injury time, and went over to the nearby pub in the street and had tequila instead.
Yeah.
It's much better.
You guys
the
should
best
come
bit.
over and watch a bit of cricket. You'd love that.
I think I'd rather slip into a coma.
IPL starting soon. Alex, you watching the IPL?
No.
No?
No, sorry, mate. I only really watch cricket when the Big Bash is on over here. It's huge, isn't it, the IPL? It's massive.
It's massive. Biggest market on Betfair. Crazy.
Really?
Which
Yeah, you
market?
get like just for like the group games, 20 million plus easily, and then the final
for
probably
cricket?
hits over 100. What was that, Marius?
Was it cricket? Was that what you said?
Yeah, the Indian Premier League. It just gets so much money in the markets.
That's that then.
Yeah, I guess that was fun.
Unlucky, Alex.
No, that's all right. Don't really care. Like I said, it's all about the Europa League. You got Madrid on Tuesday night, haven't you, Marius?
Good game.
Yep.
I think it's got to be difficult for you because when I was in the States and I had to watch City play at like, I think we played Spurs actually, Neil. It was the one, I think it might have been where Phil Foden scored with his head. And I remember I was in Seattle and I had to get up at like 4:30 in the morning because it was a 12:30 kickoff in the UK. And we won the game, but then I watched another one similar time that we lost. And the rest of that day just felt long. Because I was just like, got up early, watched City lose, and now I've got to get through a whole day. Like, this is just not ideal.
I remember it was like that when they had the Japan-Korea World Cup. And it was just like in the morning and it was just, all over the place.
I think I was at primary school then.
Making me feel old.
Oh, mate. Yeah, because we had the option of going in early to watch it and at half time to talk about a kickabout. Because I'm pretty sure that was one, wasn't David Seaman just like constantly making cock ups? And then Ronaldinho scored just an audacious goal. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. When he chipped in.
Yeah.
What are the odds on Brighton to win tomorrow?
They are 17-4, so that works out at
4 something.
5.25.
If you look at the underlying data, fellas, Brighton are a better side than Man U. But if you look at the league table, I hate Manchester United. Well, this has been a shit season, hasn't it? I'm looking at the league table. Oh, hell.
Well, boys, it's been a pleasure. I am going to have to make tracks, but it's been a pleasure watching it with you boys, and I'm sure I'll catch up with you again soon. We should do a season roundup as well as the preview to go along with the preview one that we did, and then sort of looking back at our predictions.
Well, why don't we do a season roundup while we watch a game?
Yeah, we'll have time. It's anything like to say.
We should do a watch along of like Newcastle versus Crystal Palace, and we can do it.
Yeah, it's got a really shit
Yeah.
game.
A classic.
Oh,
All right, let's
Right,
call it a
all
day.
right.
Yeah.